Walt Disney World. The happiest place on earth, some may say. A place where fireworks light up the sky every night, where castles glimmer with forced perspective, and when adults happily wait 90 minutes to ride in a honeypot. But beneath the carefully crafted, whimsy lies of one of the most astonishing economic engines in modern history, a place not only built from imagination, but from some genuinely insane financial strategies, clever accounting, and a bit of magic only the IRS could love. Today, we're exploring the curious and fascinating and occasionally unbelievable economics that transform 47 square miles of Florida swampland. And he didn't just want a bigger Disneyland. He wanted a functioning experimental city. Epcot, his community of tomorrow. But Disney also wanted something else, control. And that desire for control led to one of the strangest economic advantages in American history. Disney didn't just build a resort. He built his own district with the powers of a city, a country, and in some ways, a small kingdom. They called it the Reedy Creek Improvement District. This wasn't just a fun trivia fact. It allowed Disney to tax itself. It also allowed him to approve its own construction, build infrastructure faster than a government normally can, and avoid many of the regulations that slow major developments. And the result became a theme park utopia that could grow faster than anyone thought possible. All because it didn't have to ask for permission. So when Walt Disney imagined his inner city, it was a city with its own transportation network, its own sanitation systems, its own power grid, its own fire department, its own water treatment facilities. Now imagine the entire GDP of this city revolves around selling happiness in 60-minute increments. That's Walt Disney World. It spans 47 square miles, which is bigger than Manhattan. It employs tens of thousands of people, and yet, unlike an actual city, it has a single giant smiling landlord. This unique setup lets Disney use its land not as real estate, but as a massive economic sandbox where every building, walkway, and parade is part of a finely tuned revenue ecosystem. The price of admission to the Magic Kingdom used to be a whopping $3.50. Nowadays, that same exact ticket is $150 per day per person. And the secret is, Disney doesn't price tickets. The algorithms do. Demand pricing ensures that if you want to visit when everyone else wants to visit, you'll pay for that privilege. This is even included when you factor in the hotels. That's where the real magic happens. Because here's a fun twist. Disney hotels generate more profit than any of the rides. This is because Disney isn't selling the rooms. It's selling proximity to dreams. A moderate Disney room might cost $300 a night, but it comes with a free transportation, early entry, and the intangible feeling that you will never, ever leave the story. And because Disney owns the entire surrounding area, staying at an off-property resort feels like stepping out of the film. But don't you worry, your wallet will feel immersed too. A Mickey-shaped pretzel isn't just a snack. It's a controlled environment impulse purchase. You're not going to buy a regular old pretzel when you go to Disneyland. You're going to buy a Mickey-shaped one. And a lightsaber isn't a toy. It's a $250 immersive experience. Disney designed an economy where currency is nostalgia. It's irrelevant. People don't ask, should I buy this? They ask, when will I ever be here again? This question is a natural predator of your bank account because it's impulsively putting so much pressure on just your wallet to make sure that every single second and every single decision you made comes at an upward trajectory for your trip. However, we're just getting started. Because back in the day, when Walt Disney made Disney World and Disneyland, Fast Passes used to be free. And they were once free, and they were amazing. All up until 2020, when COVID shut down, they brought it back, and a charmingly simple system that lets guests reserve a time to skip a line got replaced by Genie Plus, a paid system. It didn't just monetize the convenience, Disney monetized time itself. Guests were not paying to skip a line. They were paying not to feel like they waste their vacation, which is arguably the most powerful emotional motivator Disney has ever weaponized. And with millions of people buying Genie Plus, the revenue is staggering because it isn't just $5, not just $10. It costs $30 a day. And that's not even including the most popular rides. The most popular rides themselves, take Rise of the Resistance, for example. That costs an extra $15, $20 just to ride that single ride. Disney has been able to put handcuffs on all its guests. And they don't explicitly say you can't leave the parks. They just make it very much inconvenient. The free buses, the free boats, the free monorails, the free Skyliners are all designed to make you feel like you have a decision on where to go. But those only go within the Disney World property. They're all designed to move where they want you to go. And the logic is simple. The moment you leave the property, you might go buy dinner at another restaurant, maybe go visit another theme park, or worse, maybe even go away and away from Orlando. So Disney built a bubble, a beautiful, carefully meticuloused bubble that is financially impossible to resist. And Disney knows this. They know that at their root, these customers that they're bringing in yearly are all done strategically. They employ an entire team of economists and behavioral scientists and marketers, and their job to understand how millions of people behave in a space where every decision is influenced by an emotion, by music, by the heat, by the hunger, by Mickey Mouse, and every element, every signage, every ride placement, and even a trash can spacing is engineered to keep guests flowing and spending their hard-earned money. And crowds aren't reduced. They're redistributed. Bottlenecks aren't eliminated. They're monetized. If a snack cart happens to be... So that comes to the question. How much does Disney World actually make? And Disney doesn't explicitly publish these numbers for Walt Disney World, but analysts estimate it generates over $6 billion a year in operating income. That's enough to buy a cruise ship every year, purchase several sports teams, or fund the GDP of a small nation. And all of this is built on a single idea, that joy can be imagined, engineered, monetized, and scaled to millions of people at the same time. So the future of this magic includes new lands, new attractions, and more premium experiences. But the economic strategy remains the same. Fewer visitors, spending more money for curated experience. Disney isn't trying to be the most accessible vacation. They're trying to be the most desired one. And desire, as it turns out, is the strongest currency of all. Because that is what keeps you coming back. Time and time again. So next time you're watching the fireworks, burst over the castle. Remember, you're not just in a theme park. You're inside one of the most ambitious economic experiences ever attempted. A place where creativity, capitalism, nostalgia, and storytelling collide and somehow create magic. I put a lot of work into these videos, so I want to thank you guys for all watching to the end of the video. If you don't mind giving me a little subscribe to help grow the channel a little bit, and to leave a comment onto whatever ideas you have that you want me to make a video on. See you guys later.